The big thing that everyone's scared about in SaaS land that I talk to is like, well, if we don't mention our product every single second, then no one's going to know that it's our product. And I've worked with a ton of accounts where it's like, nope, it has to be on our product. We have to teach this one button. We have to teach this exact flow. And the truth is that your clients are often using your product and they're also looking at alternatives. And if they're not actively looking, all those alternatives are pitching them constantly. They're getting inundated with cold emails that are AI generated that are just spamming them constantly. They're getting advertised to by all your competitors because that data is bought and they're running ads against the market. And so they're just overwhelmed with additional signals of like, hey, you could jump ship, you could come over here, you could come over here. And so I think like only being product specific is a bit of a disservice to the client, but it also limits the context with which your education can have an impact on the market. For example, what I mean by that is if I'm teaching someone how to edit a movie, then I can teach them the skills of great editing, what it takes to have the perception and the taste and the decision making process of a great video editor. And then I can talk about story and what that means and how it can move someone through an experience. And I can talk about, you know, ending and resolution, or I can talk about hooking somebody. And we can talk about all these aspects of great editing. But then if I tie that just to Adobe Premiere Pro, I have now reduced the total population that I can serve with my education. However, there may be power in that. By reducing the population I can serve, I have a more focused audience. And so I can apply those key principles to specifics within a product. You do the same thing with DaVinci. Go to DaVinci. You can do the same thing with Final Cut. Go to Final Cut. Do the same thing in Camtasia. Go to Camtasia. But the reality is that the construct of the education program itself should be transferable. And by doing that, I'm going to be able to reach customers far upstream. I'm going to be able to reach customers like actively considering or evaluating options. And I'm going to be able to reach customers that have already purchased that are hopefully looking to expand or renew their licenses. And so I need to build it so it is a universally applicable framework and system. And then I can choose to deploy it on the product when needed. But so many folks build that in reverse. They build it on the product specifically without considering the other larger context of that, which limits the usability of the actual program itself.